Okay, just gotta let it wind down real quick. There we go. Alright.
And we're here.
Yeah, sorry about last week, folks. Work schedule got
Work.
shifted again.
Likewise. Also, I can't hear shit from the right ear.
Oh boy. Have you
Yeah.
adjusted your audio levels?
Oh no, it's not a computer thing. It's a biological thing.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Dern.
So
Welcome to the stream. I am just now getting
hello.
my coffee.
Yes. Sweet, sweet nectar.
So, the house guest has kind of pushed the limit here.
I don't doubt it.
She left for a while, leaving her dogs behind.
Okay.
And the dogs have to sleep in my room.
Oh no.
My back is killing me, and so is my knee, because I have to sleep in awkward positions for these two little dogs.
I have to sleep in this weird pretzel form.
I have a king-sized bed. I have a giant bed. They are very well known to cuddle with each other and be perfectly content with a nest with each other, but they still choose to cuddle up against my butt.
Funny. No, I have normal bed. You know, like kind of small to the floor.
I don't
Not
envy
because I
you
can't
because I
afford
love
anything
mine.
else. No, it's not because I can afford anything like that. It's mostly because I like that.
Yeah, I still like mine.
Me, I sleep here.
I have a
I
habit of
actually,
I have a habit of tossing and turning and just stretching out, so I need the space.
no, I can sleep just about anywhere. You could put me in a closet and I'll be fine.
Same. I was actually one of those kids, if we went to the mall, I would find the nearest ring of coats, you know, those coat racks. I would crawl inside and take a nap.
Nice. Now, I because my family likes to move around a lot, I was put into these very different places because, oh, you're the eldest, you should sacrifice for everyone else. So I always wound up like sleeping in the carrier parts of the van or something like that.
It's just as bad for the younger kids, because they have to take whatever is left behind and just
Yeah.
accept it.
No, the last time I was put inside the moving van, that's it. It was completely pitch black. I was kind of like thrown onto the couch,
Mm.
but it was fun. I enjoyed it. Yeah. So that happened. Oh, also I found an interesting mod today.
Oh?
Well, for Doom 3 actually,
Hmm.
and it is called Doom Phobos. It's crazy. Like it's like a completely different game, and I'm just sitting here like, okay, wow. Like it takes cues from Half-Life and everything.
Whenever First Donovan, aka Eli, streams, he's always
Mm-hmm.
playing some sort of, weird mod or clone game of a game. One of them was pretty much Half-Life, but you're running around through apartments with something outside the window. It was really weird, and it was also really cool. Like
Oh, I don't.
your weapon was a stapler gun.
Fear me and my stapler gun. I'm just
Either a
picturing.
stapler gun or either a stapler gun or a rapid fire nail gun.
No, I'm just picturing how ineffective the stapler gun would be. Just.
I'll let you know that the nail gun in Unturned is the worst that you can grab.
Oh, I
But
don't
it'll
doubt
save you if you're like just starting out.
No, but that's the thing. The Phobos mod is like we're talking about a very old game for Doom 3 that came out in like 2008, somewhere around that time period, and yet these people have gone in and have completely taken everything and twisted it on its head. Like it looks like it's part of the retail game, but in a good way. And they've even added new enemies, which was crazy.
I need a message here.
Honestly, I'm good. I'm gonna go what's the word? Go into this mod later on and kind of check it out for myself and be like, oh wow, oh no, that kind of thing. So that's going on. Oh, excuse me. Let's see. So that's going on. And of course, there's other like crazy shit going on as of these last couple of weeks and days. Uh, Especially in regards to like YouTube and everything like that. It it's getting crazy. Like people are concerned about this whole Copa thing.
Yeah.
It turns out that Susan's been lying to everyone. No shock there. It's just been, again, it's like the power of greed is so potent.
I hate when
You've got
people make money off of people's fears.
no, and then we have the whole YouTube Rewind fiasco. The most recent one, I should say.
Mm.
Yeah, it was just YouTube taking everybody else's videos and making a compilation. It's like, wow.
I remember that.
Wow. So bad. So that's going on. And, I think, of course, the whole thing with James's victory, actually, as we're
Yeah.
calling it now. So I think we should mention this and talk about this just slightly. And that is for everyone who's been curious these past couple of weeks. A certain content creator who unfortunately is part of the old like guard, and I mean like in the days when DSP was considered good.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's weird to say that sentence and not laugh, but there is a content creator who's been kind of like super sketchy to no end, and of course I'm talking about the individual called Onision. I'm going what's the word? Cards on the table from my point of view. I've never liked this guy. He's always given me this vibe of, you'd check me just to steal the money out of my wallet, wouldn't you? Like you would flat out hit me with the hammer and steal my $5 and then run away.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Well, no, but another point is that uh, people have speculated and have assumed that for a while this guy has been, a very bad individual. We're talking about like the groomer type. And it turns out some victims have come out and have said, yeah, he is this. And you know me, normally I'm more, I'm not like trust the victim 100% right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing, they've got evidence and proof
Give me a second here.
of this. Yeah. Like I said, they've got evidence and proof of this. So, yeah, I believe the victims in this instance. And that's it. Excuse me. Oh, jeez. Sorry about that. And that said, it's been interesting to see the reaction, to see the evidence surfacing, especially about like one of his spouses getting showing a clear sign of abuse from this guy. Like he took a pair of scissors to her ear and everything, and she's kept that evidence, that the proof of it too, which good on her, good on her. But it gets even crazier. Uh, he's pretty much gone off the deep end. And that's saying something. Like, I hate to give him this kind of credit. I really fucking hate to. But he's pretty much like, he's exactly what I would imagine the Joker being like if he was a real person. Except he's a very shit Joker. What the hell?
What?
Oops, there was music. Sorry. But yeah, I want to call him wannabe Joker, really. Because he's got the insanity down, but he lacks the charisma.
By
And
the
that's
way, I
saying
have
something.
a hot mocha instead of coffee now, so I'm happy.
I don't doubt it. But
But now I am all alone in this house and I have to watch the dogs.
well, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
But like I said, he's gone completely batshit bonkers. Like, I'm not suggesting go to his YouTube channel. I really don't suggest that. But like I said, he's lost his mind. Like he's screaming, he's acting like a complete and utter nutcase. And okay, what's the word? It's weird to look at. Like I think I know what he's trying to do. I honestly think I know, because as of right now, an official FBI investigation has been launched into this guy. He's lost his Patreon because he used it to dox people. There's evidence of abuses all over the place, so there's that going on. And hell, even Chris Hansen is getting involved on this. Yeah, you remember him?
Vaguely.
Yes, broski, we are talking about this insane lunatic.
Yep.
It's hard not to.
Yep.
He's been popping up all over.
We support people like James the Lesser, who shines the light on these terrible people.
Yeah, James the Lesser and Mammology 101.
Mm-hmm. If there's more out there, then we'll find them and we will applaud them and support them verbally, morally. We can't pay them. I wish we could.
Yes. All we can pay is in these worthless bison dollars.
Well, all we can do is mention you in our podcast that we are sharing on Tumblr and Discord and Twitter.
And all these other places.
I mean, we don't really get very many views, but who cares?
We have fun with it. But anyway, the point remains, he's gone completely, absolutely fucking mental. And Chris Hansen is like, I'm actually surprised Chris has resurfaced from the void, basically. From his ancient Odin sleep.
Unto the void. Shut up, Nathaniel.
Exactly. But he's come back. He's basically still got that pull with like the FBI and everything. And it's the official launch has started. However, this series of insane videos from Onion Boy tells me one thing. He's trying to make himself look crazy, so if he does get hit with a prison sentence, he can plead insane. My hope is that he doesn't get away with that.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. He's not smart, he's cunning. And cunning will only get you so far.
Yeah.
Again,
a lot of terrible people get it off easy because they're cunning.
Exactly, but this guy isn't cunning. Well, he isn't smart. He's cunning for the short period, but he hasn't decided to go back and delete his videos, which still show he's completely sane. And that's the funny thing. It's like a smart person, right, would go back to their YouTube channel and delete videos that would, like, put them in a negative light, specifically if there's an investigation going on. I mean, that's not going to stop people who archive your shit. You know, they're still going to find out not find out, still have it and use it. So you're still screwed either way, but at least you can try to hide it.
Yeah.
In this case, it's so funny. Like, there are a few people in the world I, like, truly hate, you know? Like, a deep, seething, loathing sort of hatred. And, like, DSP, Wings, Chris Chan, these are, like, the top 4 I truly despise in the world. And to see one of them being taken, hopefully taken to prison, is just... It's like someone gave me an early Christmas present.
It fills you with hope. It's like, I don't remember the name of the movie, but I know what it's about. Like, some tourists are stuck in Russia, and these weird aliens with rings all over them. Wait, no, I should not use that as a reference. How about War of the Worlds? That's a much better one. Like...
which one, the movie or the book?
There's been multiple movies, and there's even been a radio podcast that my dad listens to. But all in all, it's all the exact same basics. At one point, the humans, like, they've been trying to kill these things for so long, not causing any damage. Finally, they cause some damage and kill the machine. And that just lets you know, like, these guys can finally be taken down. Like, they are still very much human. You can still hurt them.
Yeah. Hold on. Dodivir says his cunning won't be enough to keep him from prison, since if he wants to plead insanity or disability, they will throw him in the nut house due to his past incident. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and
He's
to
fucked
be
either way.
clear, when it like nut houses aren't bad. Like the movies like to shine the light that they are bad, but in all honesty, they're really not. But
Yes.
that's like the difference between civilian and prison. Because if it's a prison nut house, it's bad.
Oh yeah. The point is that a nut house will restrict your freedom, but they won't abuse you. That's kind of
Yeah.
the point. Prison is, well, it's prison. And like I said, if he does go to prison, it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting. Because, like I said, we've seen this guy. He does not have the muscle mass to survive in prison. We're talking about lanky as fuck.
He
We all
is
know
going to
where
be
this is
somebody's
going,
wife.
like within minutes, and that's being generous, really. By the way, the reason why we're not showing this guy or anything on on the stream or anything is because this fucker is actually going around on YouTube and flagging everything that shows him in videos.
That and just personally, if somebody's a bad person, I'm never gonna show their face because
Yes, unless it's for comedy.
that just puts a tick of victory to them.
Yeah. So we'll sate his ego by talking about him, but that's it.
Yeah,
And
we're gonna
that's
talk
it.
about him negatively.
Exactly. Again, it's like Phil. We mock him because it's funny.
Oh, I almost forgot. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Mature sign is back on.
Oh, thank you. So you've got that going on for this insane nut job. I am just. People have oftentimes called him like sociopathic, evil, and everything, and no. That's not him. He's an egotist who doesn't. He's an egotist. He's an egotist that thinks he's smart and clever, but he preys on stupid people. How smart are you? You know?
Technically, that would actually make him a sociopath.
Well, true, but the point still stands. If he was to go into the ring with someone who's actually smart, he'd fail hard. Versus, an idiot. He thinks he's on top of the world,
Mm-hmm.
and no, that's not the case. And honestly, like I've said 100 times over now, I'm still laughing to no end, really. But still, and again, people have like called him many things and all over. I like to say that he's. I want to call him like a physical manifestation of a pathetic. I'm willing to believe that's what he is. Like he wasn't born or anything. He's just this little imp that managed to crawl out from hell and possess a tiny, tiny body.
He's a symbiote.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Well, parasite, really.
Yeah,
Insert
but not Venom,
angry
because
Venom
Venom's a good
here.
but not Venom, because Venom's good.
Kinda.
Well, no, I mean like Venom is like he's a good character. He's everybody's favorite.
Oh yeah. Still weird though.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be completely honest and side tangent. Might use a symbiote, might not enjoy the side effects though. You're given the choice. It's more like, okay, I've got all the strength and power and everything. I come home, I decide to relax. Immediately, I feel like the symbiote would judge my porn. Like this, the first instant I start up the search engine, it's just hovering right next to me, just questioning what I'm doing.
What I
And then
like
judging.
is like people have been sending messages, been asking questions to the guy that played.
Mm-hmm.
I already forgot the character's name.
Eddie Brock.
Yeah, Eddie Broggs. And like somebody asked like what would happen if Eddie had a boner? And he goes, the symbiote takes care of it. And that's it, because in the comics, just to be clear, Eddie and Venom have a baby together.
Oh yeah, Carnage.
No, it's not Carnage. It's a different one.
Oh, was it Toxin?
I think so. I don't
No,
remember.
that's Carnage. Carnage has that. Hold on, I need to look this up now.
Carnage is a different symbiote. He's like a sibling to Venom.
No. Carnage is his son, technically speaking. It spawns off of him. Toxin. Let's see. I'm googling. No, I don't want Spawn versus Venom. Stop that. I mean, it'd be cool, but no. Yeah, let's see. Toxin. Okay, here we go. Toxin. Give me a family tree, please, Wikipedia. Oh, for fuck's sake. Fuck off. Patrick Mulligan, that's his host. Eddie Brock. No, I'm on the wrong fucking Wikipedia. Hold on.
Yeah, Wikipedia is not the greatest.
It's
gotten better over the years, but it's not the greatest.
I'd rather do the go to the fandom one. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, at least that one's not like blinding you in the middle of the night.
Hey, did you want to hear about the information about the person that made Venom? It's like, no, I... Stop this Google. Let's see. Here. Patrick Mulligan. That's host again. Okay, I'm not getting any information on who spawns from him, but the point still remains. Symbiotes can reproduce in odd ways.
Yep.
What did Donovan say? Okay. Here we go. What pisses me off is people like him claim disability then say it's Asperger's, Asperger's or ADHD or many other autism. What? Autism spectrum. I'm a person who actually has ADHD and Asperger's and many other types of mental autism, and I absolutely fucking hate people who like to blame autism on other. Yeah.
I hate that too.
I agree. It's disgusting. It's like, oh, I shouldn't be in jail because of this reason. I'm just sitting there like, fuck off.
So, when I was in high school,
mm-hmm.
That's a great start. When I was in high school, we had a class that kind of studied the brain, like mental disorders and all that stuff. And apparently, the worst he's not in like the top 10, but he's pretty close. One of the worst murderers in the world tried to get out of going to jail by saying he had he had another personality. When you have that disability, you have more than just one other personality in you. Because otherwise, it's not applicable.
Oh boy, hold on. I looked up the symbiote family tree and I was so wrong. So here we go. The symbiotes that spawn from Venom directly, so his direct kids, is Carnage, Scream, Agony, Lasher, Phage, and Riot. So in total, he's got 6 kids. Let that sink in.
Edgy as fuck.
No, and his grandchildren, who spawn off from Carnage, is Toxin and Scorn. Well, from Carnage, everybody else they have, like weird hosts together. Oh, it's so weird. Again, the family tree here is fucked beyond belief.
Yep.
You are all fucking weird. Oh man, but yeah, exactly, and that's the thing about this, right? And to use Phil again, he had, and this is what disgusts me, like truly disgusts me. I don't know if you've heard about this one, but a while ago, so I think about this year, maybe a little before this year, I can't remember the exacts. Phil was on stream bitching and moaning again how he can't do it because his girlfriend left him. Which, good on her. This is before the new Maid, by the way. This was like 1.0.
Mm-hmm.
And he was on this little tirade about like, I can't do anything. I can't cook for myself because I'm so miserable and blah, 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 right? Just making up 100 excuses why he needs you to give him money so he can keep living. aka I'm feeling lazy, I don't want to make food, pay for my takeout, basically. So someone rightfully got on his case and said, my brother died, and it affects me still, and yet I'm still able to function and operate like a normal human being. You don't have it that bad. Phil went off the rails on this guy, ridiculed him on stream, and called him the king of suffering. Needless to say, this guy is still actively going after Phil's neck, which, good on him.
Yeah.
Good on him. But when people started giving shit to Phil about that, right, like actively attacking him and getting really riled up, Phil realized, oh shit, I've disrupted my little ecosystem of minnows. I need to sate them or else they're going to eat me alive. So immediately he claimed, that was my depression. Every time he fucks up somehow, whether it's Twitter or on stream or whatever, he says it was his depression. No, Phil. That wasn't your depression. That was the gin and tonic you've been drinking for the past few hours getting to you. You alcoholic piece of shit.
I will say, like, depression makes you do things that you regret, but it doesn't make you do that.
Exactly. It doesn't make you go on Twitter on spurg out tirades about how you hate PewDiePie for the 80th time.
I usually keep that stuff to the Discord, because I have a specific chat for when somebody gets really, really angry, they need to let off some steam.
Yes.
I don't ever put that stuff in public.
Exactly,
Ever.
but Phil, like I said, Phil is always trying to find a way to keep the sympathy on him, so that way people don't realize he's a useless piece of shit, born to fail. And so he'll constantly go on Twitter and try to find ways to stay relevant. Again, people call him like the pig roach and everything, and it's like, no. That's being too nice to roaches and pigs. He's a bobbit worm. He's at the bottom of the ocean, attacking anything that comes close and surviving off of scraps. That's what he is. And and that's kind of what he does. You remember the whole Pro Jared thing?
Mm-hmm.
Right, Pro Jared gets into trouble with various... I didn't follow that story, to be completely honest. So I might be talking out my ass here. Wouldn't be the first time, but still. Yes, self-deprecating humor. Ooh. But basically, Phil has had beef with this guy for years and has been sitting on something against Pro Jared. And the second his life falls to pieces, Phil jumps in and starts calling him all these nasty things, basically starting drama and getting his cheap revenge in. Right? It's like how do I put it? The best way to describe it is like a guy holding a grudge because you ate his sandwich by mistake.
That sounds like you, really.
Well, true, but the difference is I don't wait. Well, no. The difference is I don't wait for years to get back at the fucker. I get back at them on that moment. That's the difference. But we're talking about absolutely petty shit. Phil does this, gets a lot of people interested in him again, and uses this to try and brainwash a huge group of people who watch his stream those couple of nights during the whole drama thing. And again, this goes to show you how inept of an idiot this guy is. He finally gets the chance to rise up in Twitch, right? Mm-hmm. Finally gets some fresh blood pumping into his chat and squanders it. Completely and utterly squanders it. Doesn't talk about what the people are interested in, talks about himself and tries to use the Pro Jared situation to create what he calls his debunking stream, aka there's a lot of shit about me on the internet. It's not true. I'm not going to give you proof as to why it's not true. Take my word for it. Give me money. Meh. And needless to say, the new blood entered and left just as quickly. And the great irony of this whole is, Pro Jared's bounced back. Mm-hmm. So the other thing is, he might be dwindling. He might not have subscribers or fans that he used to anymore, right?
Yeah.
But here's the thing. It's still more than Phil has. If Pro Jared wanted to, he could destroy Phil. He could bite back real hard. But again, it's like I said 100 times over. Attacking Phil is like attacking the fat boy in your school. There's just no fun in it. You know? Yeah, Rev versus fat people. Go. No, I
It would
love
be on
all
even
types of
footing,
people.
wouldn't it?
Hmm?
It would be on even footing, though, wouldn't it?
How so?
Well, I don't want to. I don't want to be mean.
Is this a jab at me? Are you saying I'm fat?
We're both fat, dude. But the difference is you're strong as fuck and I'm durable as fuck.
Exactly. I have the whatchamacallit, the muscle gut.
Because of
proud
my
of
work, I've actually been getting stronger. Not by much, but I've been getting stronger.
Yes, we are fat buff.
Yeah.
We're fitty fatty.
We're what I call healthy buff.
Yes. But healthy fat, healthy buff, yeah. But not what Phil is, no. Phil is atrophied to, oh god. Like, have you ever seen the guy's limbs at all?
No, because I only watch him through James. So I don't really get to see much. I don't really care to see much.
This just in, Joe's gay and they arrested you. Who? What? What? I'm confused now.
I rolled a 20. You rolled a 20-sided die and got 1,000,000 more hit points. Thank you, Darn. Wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck, it's a 2.
I love it.
I have so much dice next to me. I am a dragon. Like, there's an actual term for players who have so much dice. It's called a dragon. I also have a whole bunch of cough drop wrappers.
No, I too have the D20 die, whatever you call them, right? I have these dice as well. And I've never used them for anything. I just kind of look at them like, yes, I own these.
They're very nice.
Yes, it's very, very tactile. I like it. The sensation is wonderful.
It's very hard to resist not popping them in your mouth, though. I just have an issue with chewing.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
You only got 2 extra hit dice. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
It begins.
11. Oh, this one's actually made of, what is that called? Turquoise.
Oh, cool.
I've lost count. 3, 4, 5, 6,
okay.
7, 8. I have 12 right here.
Jesus. Hold on. Jim, we have no idea what you just said. That's what we're asking. Is like, what does this mean? If this is a meme, I've sadly not understood it, and I feel a great shame. Because I love memes.
Darren, I am both a potato griffin, a dragon, apparently I'm a squirrel, I'm a red panda, I'm a lot of shit.
Mm-hmm. Many things.
It just depends how I'm feeling. Most of the time, chimera. Potato.
Yes. But I can't find a good image of this disgusting roach, but the point still stands. Like, this guy has no muscle mass on his arms, or his legs even. It's like, how do I put it? You know when an elderly person's body starts giving out, you know?
Oh, yeah, mm-hmm.
Exactly the same thing. And this guy isn't even middle-aged yet.
I hate to say this about my grandma, but she's a meatball with limbs.
Oh, no! No! I got, that's actually good. I like that meme.
That's funny. But don't do that joke, dude. We don't care.
No, I liked it. It was kind of funny. It's clever. I love wordplay.
I gotta find my dragon character to show you, Darn.
What kind of Gmod meth party? Oh
Oh
no!
my
That's
god! So Rev and I both have characters that represent us. It used to be a drawing that I actually didn't care for, but we upgraded technically to
3D art.
to 3D, and this will be changing yet again someday soon.
Yes. It's. I like that. I like that. What he just said. Gmod meth party. Yes. Oh, it's funny. But no. Like I said, he's pathetically atrophied, and man, when he has to get a job, suck.
Mm-hmm. He's not gonna
But I'm
last very
gonna
long.
laugh. Oh no, like if he does anything more strenuous than pushing a cart, his arms and legs are just gonna snap. Not
Yeah,
even at the joint.
when I first started my work, like, I didn't like it because I had to walk down there, do physical
Mm-hmm.
labor, and then walk home. And, like, the first day I go there, my arms were spaghetti. Or jello. I couldn't use them very well. And, like, you would remember this. I was in so much pain afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, as the weeks have gone by, as the months have gone by, I'm used to it. I actually prefer walking home than getting a ride, even though I don't mind it because it's cold as fuck here. Um, I'm getting stronger, I'm getting healthier, and I really do like it.
Yes, there is a certain good feeling about walking to where you have to. I love it. It's great.
My
Also,
previous job at the movie theater, I had to ride a bus because it was in another town. But
okay.
I still love that work because it was its own full 30-minute workout over the course of like 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours. Because
Oh yeah, I know.
you're hauling a dustpan and a broom, you're hauling a bucket and a mop, you're going up and down stairs every 5 minutes. You are on your feet, you cannot stop to sit down until it's your break, which only lasts like 30 minutes or so. I got thinner. I actually got healthier and I liked it.
Don't talk about muscles now. Show your own or of people you consider an idol. I've neither. Oh no 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 no. Okay, let me clarify. We're mocking an idiot on YouTube
Yeah.
who's completely pathetic, and this is what we do. It's kind of part of the show. We
We're
tend to
we're
go off on
serious, but at the same time
tangents.
we're not.
Exactly. We're just talking about absolute pointless shit.
Whatever it
So welcome
segues
to the
into,
show.
we latch onto it and keep going. We do have topics.
Yeah.
Uh
Which actually we've been going. Oh geez, we've almost been an hour. Get into them.
yeah. But
All right. Let's get started.
about the Gmod image, just to get back to it. Whenever I make these images, I theme each side. Thank you for the input, Soda.
Oh, sorry.
No, that's right. I theme both sides of the desk after what we're about. Rev likes scary movies. He likes monster movies. He likes the idea of skulls and monsters and evil. That's why he has an alien on his shoulder. But at the same time, whenever we talk about food, we kind of go crazy. The bottle is just a meme.
Yeah, it's part of that whole Fallout
Yeah.
Nuka-Cola Dark thing. We mock that relentlessly on the show. In fact, we mock Fallout 76 to no end. It is our whipping boy.
Yeah. While my side, like, I've said this so many times to different people, my brain does not work the same way as others. No, actually, they don't belong in Africa. They belong in South America and Mexico. Anyway, my brain does not work the same way as other people's. I am 25 years old, but my brain can shift from being 5 years old to 84. And it always varies. So I am the childish one, but I'm also the one that works on everything in the show except for the topics. So I have pizza, I have burgers, I have bananas because I love those things. I love eating them. I also have a Pokemon because I love cartoons. I like being childish. But I also have my headphones and my glasses because I work on all of this. I am the technical person in this group.
Yes. Also, to address the map, we have no idea why that map is so weird.
We don't know. We kept freaking out over it. It was so weird.
We
It's
just
still weird.
kind of took it. Again, it came part with this.
With a Gmod map.
It's a part. Yeah, it's a part of the studio, and we just said, fuck it.
And I just now realized just how far, I think that's Italy or Indonesia, is sticking out right next to your character. Oh my good lord, that is so wrong.
Yes, a map presented by a flat earther.
I feel bad for Dern because his country is covered by a bottle.
This needs nuts and no, like nuts and no.
No. No.
Oh man. Well, we did pass No Nut November, so.
And we did have like the, what was it, 2 or 3 episodes where we just suddenly started talking about porn for no reason.
Yes.
Thank you, Jim, for subscribing.
Yes, thank you.
I am out of hot mocha.
It's just, oh dear, yeah. All right, we've been going almost an hour just talking absolute nonsense. I think it's time we started getting focused here. Yeah. So, all right, here goes the true meat and potatoes of the show. Hope you all still enjoy it, though. I know we can be quite rambly.
Yep.
But hey, you can put us as background noise for whatever you're doing. That's 100 times more interesting than we're talking about. Right. So let's see here. Yeah, there it is. So we've got a few, about 6 or so. A few of them are short topics, a few more.
Some of them actually came from last time we streamed.
Yes. So, oof. Okay, I'm losing bones right now. Oh, no, I kid. So we've got The Elder Scrolls Legends, the card game Gets the Axe, Troubling Signs Ahead, Ancestors, the Human Odyssey creator, accused of playing his game the right way and goes on a bitch fit. And it is a bitch fit. A new hero rises. Richard Lewis calls out muckrakers in gaming and they lose their minds because he won't kowtow. Charlie's Angels bombs at the box office and director attacks fans super hard. And these are actually new ones towards the bottom. We've got... Because my eyes fell. That's funny. But let's see. Right. Talking about Stormlands, an Insomniac game, which is VR. Looks amazing. So on and so forth. CD Projekt Red and monetization of Cyberpunk 2077. Concerns in the air over pricing for multiplayer, and devs are being clear what they are doing, which is a first. And finally, talking about Death Stranding.
Woohoo.
That's about it. So we'll talk about the quick ones first, and that is the Elder stuff. So I'm just kind of looking this up as well. It actually kind of appeared when I was looking for topics today. So let's see here.
I'll admit it, I've been playing Elder Scrolls Skyrim again.
I see. Did you return with the... What was that character you created called?
I don't remember. I had a
Ginger something.
Ginger Deuce?
Yes, that's it.
No. I will never ever be able to live to the expectation of Red Poop, because that's her name, apparently. Ginger Deuce means red shit. So no, I did not return as her. I didn't even return as the previous character who I had to get rid of. I am playing a character based off of like a D&D character I drew named Dolly Newt.
Oh, okay. Alright. Okay, here we go. So The Elder Scrolls Legends is a card game. It's one of those online card game shits. Like The Witcher's Gwent series. Actually, it's closer to Hearthstone than it is Gwent. But lacks the charm, I'm willing to bet. I actually thought this was a part of that phone game Bethesda released, Elder Scrolls Blade. But no, it's a charming little game. It's just a card game. There's nothing really special about it. But the reason why we bring it up is because in a sudden and shocking development, Bethesda has decided to cut all development for this game. Like, everything.
Oof.
According to official reports, they said, and I quote, "It's in indefinite hiatus." In other words, they're just giving the axe to the game. And that's interesting, because that's a sign that tells us something's going on with Bethesda HQ. And I'm willing to bet any amount of money that it involves ZeniMax, its parent company.
Oh, wow.
Yes. And that's the thing. Everyone always forgets that Bethesda isn't like a full-on company. They're a subsidiary of ZeniMax, which is their true company. And this also tells about troubling times for like the Elder Scrolls 6, which I've been hearing is not going well. Like, there's shit going on, people are getting fired, others are getting hired, development is fucked, basically. And I think I know why that might be the case.
Because what happened
I
with
think
76?
no. I think it's because Bethesda is attempting to create a new engine and not relying on the old, outdated creation engine anymore.
Oh boy.
If true, that's going to be very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what. Go ahead.
I mean, that's what all the fans want. They want a new engine.
Mm-hmm. But the problem with Bethesda is that I don't think there's anyone capable of creating a new engine at their company. Again, we're talking about a dinosaur that's had its bones the same, but the skin replaced every year or every few years.
I'd say that's weird, but honestly, I've actually read Native American legends that are pretty much that.
But skinwalkers?
No, I'm gonna get so much shit for this. There was a Native American legend where Coyote was given a cow, and all he had to do, if he got hungry, was shave off some fat from this cow.
Okay.
And one day he finally decided, you know what? No, I don't want to keep eating fat. I want to eat beef. So he kills the cow and he separates it to skin, flesh, fat, and bones. And just as he's getting the fire started, everything animated and just walked away.
That's funny. I mean, it's sad, but it's funny.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what's going on right now. Like I said, things are not going well. We've got people being fired and let go from Fallout 76. Fallout 76 is being fucked 6 ways to Sunday. We still have that class war going on between the rich and the poor. Yeah, that's still a thing, by the way, which, thank God. We've got that going on. Doom Eternal's been delayed because it should up and be good, which I honestly believe that's their goal. I don't think it's like anything devious. I truly believe that. Wolfenstein was a complete and fucking failure. And now, Bethesda's losing people to the Outer Worlds. Which, yeah, it's a short, shallowish game, but it's fucking fun. They have actual competition, and I think the realization that the time of Bethesda being king of the mountain is slowly coming to an end.
Finally.
And I think it terrifies everyone in the company. I think Todd Howard is panicking, finally losing that wig on his head, which, by the way, that hair looks absolutely atrocious. I'm convinced he's gone bald years ago.
Jim, I am Native American. Shut the fuck up.
What, did he say something?
I've pissed off both the Indians. Like, no joke. I am Native American. I am Blackfoot descendant.
That's
there is like another story with Coyote doing the exact same shit, but with deer. He was tired of killing the biggest buck, so he killed a female. Everything inside the shack came to life, skin, bones, flesh, etc., and walked away. He does it twice.
You dumbass. Oh man, I like Jim. He is clearly an edgy boy, and I like it.
I like that. What I like about this is that he's actually kind of
Mm-hmm.
testing us a little, just to see like how far we can go.
Mm-hmm. That's so funny.
I can't say I agree with it because I don't understand that, but eh.
Nah, just roll with the punches. That's how I go. But yeah, as you can imagine, it's just been a constant nightmare in Bethesda.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think they're going to survive much longer. The problem we have here is that, well, the landscape has changed. Bethesda could get away with this shit because nobody else is. And now their old rival, ironically enough, Obsidian, has made a better Fallout than they could. And I have no doubt in my mind that terrifies them. I mean, recall back when we were doing.
Even Nintendo made a better open world than them.
Mm-hmm. No, here's the other thing. Fallout New Vegas was co-made with Bethesda and Obsidian.
Yep.
Obsidian Entertainment, and Bethesda has famously tried to fuck them over, like destroy going with a what's the word? They tried to pull an EA, destroy the company with money,
Yep.
and it failed. Now that same group has returned, and they're making something that not it's an early first step, but it's already rivaled their games. And like I said, Bethesda should be panicking right because, like I said, their time is coming to an end. And like I said, the Outer Worlds was a shallow first step into the game, and yet it's stable, it's fun, people are having fun with it. What else can they do?
It's got great humor.
Exactly. And like I said, this was the first outing. If the first outing is this good, imagine what will happen when they try to do more.
Hmm.
It's still just gonna be. I just can't. Like I said, this is direct competition, and it can only get better. At least in terms of. I'm sorry. I'm trying to read what Jim wrote, and I don't see either. Damn it! Am I that out of touch with this? Am I no longer hip with the children's? Wait, it didn't come out right. Oh no. But no, like I said, it's fucked. It's basically fucked at this point. And I'm wondering what else is going to get cut from Bethesda.
Oh boy, Todd Howard.
No, what I'm hoping is that Fallout 76 finally gets free to play. Fuck it at this point.
Yeah.
Let the world just burn in nuclear fire with Todd Howard's face just smiling. So yeah. Moving right along, we'll go into the next part, and that is Ancestors Human Odyssey. So have you ever heard of this one?
I've heard of it. I don't care to watch any game of it. Like, any Let's Play of it. I don't like monkeys.
I looked into it. It's interesting. It's got something going. I won't lie. But it's not for me. And the reason why I say that is that it's just... how do I put it? It feels like a proof of concept. That's what it feels like.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is a... it's a proof of concept for a game, but it's been sold for full price and everything. That's what it feels like to me. And as far as I can tell, that's kind of how it plays, too. Not only that, but the choice of creatures and animals seems a bit off, too. But yeah, so the creator of the game, I'm trying to find out his name or how his name is pronounced. Oh Jesus Christ! I'm just gonna copy and paste his name, and you try to read
Okay.
or pronounce it. Ugh, such a pain in the ass.
Patrice Desilets.
Patrice Desilets.
Yeah.
Well, he is French. Well, I'm trying to find his.
I like that you have to ask somebody who's just as bad with English to pronounce it for you. I struggle to talk half the time.
Okay, let's see here. I'm just trying to find tweets or what he said basically. But point is basically, he's mad with people. He's mad with reviewers and everyone who's kind of talked about the game. And the point is that people are calling it as they see it. It's not a very interesting. It's ambitious. It's interesting. It's got potential, but that's it. It's all very surface level crap. But Patrice is. Hold on. Sorry, I'm just reading what Jim said. Sorry, not to make games. Exactly. Wait, is this a gaming related podcast? The music on this came up. Damn it, I was expecting to hear some recycle advertised music instrument industry. We're what's the word? How would be the good way of describing?
We're an improv gaming news podcast.
Gaming, comics, movies, etc., etc.
We're not like 100%. We're not sticking to one thing. Mike. We're not sticking to one thing 100% because that will bury us. So we flit around. Whatever we feel like would be a good topic, we go with it. So
exactly. So again, it can be a lot of things related, or if we want to mock someone.
It even says in the description,
Yeah. Here's some recycled advice on music and recycled advice from music industry. Okay, here's one. Use auto-tune. That's it. You don't need talent or anything.
There are channels on YouTube that make music for free for content creators. I would highly recommend these groups. Obviously, Kevin MacLeod is the most famous one currently.
Mm-hmm. No, if you want a perfect example of what I mean about like you don't need anything, just that, I would like to remind everyone here, Justin Bieber and others were famous. Keep that in mind.
You cut out for me. What?
I said, I would like to remind everyone that Justin Bieber and others of his ilk, other hack musicians, make a lot of money out there, and they suck.
Mm-hmm.
Keep that in mind. So before anyone says, "Oh no, it takes a lot and time and effort to be a good person in the musical industry," it's like it's not. It's not. Okay, here we go. I found his interview. So the following article comes from Game Buzz. Then might as well link it since we actually like to do our due diligence here. So this is what Patrice accuses everyone, and that is the game didn't review well because critics didn't play it. Let that sink in. So his exact quote is, yeah, you can feel the salt, by the way. It says that.
I forgot it does that. Okay.
What?
I forgot that whenever I post something in the Restream chat, it shows up 3 times.
Oh.
Oh my god, I'm sorry, guys. It's not even going to show up in the YouTube chat. Let me fix that.
Alright, where was I? Right. So he says, and I quote, "People expect my studio of 35 people to ship a game that is really close to Assassin's Creed, and it's just not possible. we made some harsh decisions in order to ship the game, and we wanted it to be different. You know someone's gonna take that out of this. You know someone's gonna get pissed and accuse me of something. You know it. Just give it a moment. And this isn't this isn't even my worst French accent.
I
know. Alright, so it says here that the Humankind Odyssey is sitting at a 64 on Metacritic, which I don't care about the Metacritic score, really. It's all just bullshit to me. So in it says, and I quote, still Deletrees, sorry, accuses critics of not actually playing the game before writing the reviews. Let's see. Yeah, here we go. We know for a fact that some reviewers actually didn't play the game. It is part of our industry that we have to review games, and they have 15 of them to review in 1 week, and some of them don't have the time. And since Ancestors is so different, some of them went, I don't have time for these. And we know for a fact that some just invented some elements in the game, in like there is no fire and you cannot ride any horses, even though one reviewer said, "Oh, it wasn't that great when you ride a horse." Yes, my people are pissed, by the way.
I think if that's the case, they're probably misconcepting this to be like Planet of the Apes. By the way, I don't like that
that's
series.
not the case. No, that's not the case, because Young our best source of all this stuff, by the way, actually went to the Metacritic, and it turns out that Patrice here is making shit up. He's making bullshit up while accusing people that they're making bullshit about his game.
What the fuck?
The point is that he's salty, angry, and pissed off that people aren't praising his game to high heavens because it's so different and innovative, and that's what it is. Again, it's the artist who makes a decent painting and is pissed that it doesn't sell for more money, basically.
Yeah, like every Tumblr artist.
Exactly. That's the best way to put it. And Patrice here is just,
well, not every. Some of them are good about it, but yeah.
But that's the point. Patrice is very, very salty about the fact that his game isn't the greatest new Assassin's Creed, yada, yada, yada. And that's the point. Nobody, how do I put it in like the most polite way possible? I'm sure it's a great game. I'm sure that this is a game that people would enjoy, etc., etc., etc. That's great. The point is that if people don't enjoy the game, they don't enjoy the game.
Yep.
There's nothing bad about that. But the fact that you are lying and trying to make all reviewers and all game players out as villains for not enjoying your game is petty. You're acting like an immature 5-year-old who didn't get the ice cream they want. That's what it is. And I don't have time for that. I don't respect anyone who acts like this, who basically takes their ball and walks away. It's petty. And basically what Patrice has done here is he's set his game up, any future project, for failure. Because imagine this, it's like, oh, if he's so sorry the fact that Human Odyssey didn't get this much praise and everything, what's to say he won't? How will he act when another game comes out? It's just so, it's pathetic, really. Yeah. And frankly, I want to put him up there right next to Pissy Sobolski in the rank of creators who are pissed off because their creation isn't the greatest thing in the universe. That's where I'm going to put him in my little totem of shitty people. He's not terrible. He's just an idiot.
Yep.
And as much as I hate to admit it, there is no cure for stupid. But yeah, that's about it. I don't think we're ever going to cover the human odyssey here on the show. Like I said, it's another survival game. There's not much to talk about.
Yeah. Also, it's primates. I don't like primates.
I like primates.
I don't. Like
Okay.
the only kind I like and can tolerate are lemurs.
All right. That's fair. So let's continue right along this with Richard Lewis and that whole situation. So this is a bit old.
Yep.
But still, relevant, basically. To sum it up, Richard Lewis is, well, he's okay. What was I saying?
Richard Lewis.
Okay, here we go. Richard Lewis is a British, basically, and he's a live stream commentator. A little while ago, he got a award. He was awarded for the for an esports journalist award, basically. And he took the time to make a speech, right? And basically say the reason why our industry is dying is because a bunch of people who are trying to change the industry because they want their cronies involved. And he's right. He's absolutely right. He pointed out that the games industry, the journalism industry, is failed because people are coming in, they're not doing their journalistic integrity, and they're treating this like a motive to spew their propaganda or spew their political beliefs or religious beliefs or anything like that. And they use video games or anything really, as a way to propagate this. And Richard he was done with it. He flat out called them out as scum. Well, not really scum, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
He called them out. And it was absolutely amazing. Because he flat out started just going completely ham, saying how these people are shit, how they've infiltrated the journalistic community, basically. And what they've always done is they create openings for their other cronies to get in, people that agree with them, people who are politically minded with them, all that stuff. And then that's it. They completely and utterly ruin what makes the industry good or anything. And it's just insulting.
Mm-hmm.
But Richard doesn't give a shit. He flat out called bad behavior, and the internet has celebrated the man as the next great, as a good speaker, as someone who has the ear to the ground properly and realizes, yes, things are bad, shit is bad, but we shouldn't, what's the word? We shouldn't let this industry die because of what these people are doing, basically. And as a result, as a result, the typical Puritans, the typical Twitter Puritans, those who agreement with everything, yada yada yada, attack the guy. Like, they've gone to his Twitter and everything, and they have tried endlessly to try and destroy this man's reputation. And it's still insane. It's still disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, here's the funny thing. A blackmailer has tried again to destroy his life, even though she's already been proven to be, she was blackmailing him and he didn't let it slide. Now she's trying to accuse him, saying, oh, he's assaulted me and nah. And he's just been rolling with it. He's flat up and saying, yeah, fuck you, I didn't do that. It's brilliant. Again, we need more men like him out there. People who just say, no, that didn't happen. You're shit. Let's move on.
Yeah.
But, that's as far as I'm going to go with this, really. Because I don't truly know the man that well. But I can still appreciate
And we can support him
what
at
he's
least.
done. Yeah, I appreciate what he said, and it was proper. What's this? Sorry, I just saw something. But that's kind of the point, I mean.
Yeah.
And it's brilliant. It's brilliant. But yeah, we're going to take a quick break. We need to set something, check a few things, make sure everything's running smoothly.
I
And
have
we'll
two
be back
annoying little dogs I need to take care of, so.
Yeah, we'll be back in a few.
Alright, so just to be clear, everybody, the intro music is going to play on repeat. If you don't want to listen to it, that is fine. You don't need to complain. Just simply mute the stream and walk away. We will be back as soon as we can. I have two annoying little dogs I need to take care of, and I also have to go to the bathroom and grab something to eat. So just get up, stretch, get yourself something to drink, something to eat, go to the bathroom, reconnect with your hive mind, whatever you do. We'll see you guys in a bit. Alright. I don't know about Rev, but I'm back. I have potato chips, so I might be a little crunchy. I'll try to mute myself as many times as I can to munch on these things. Because I do indeed love potato chips. I mean, who doesn't? Probably people who, for legitimate reasons, don't like them. Then there's those assholes that make a big scene out of it. Nope. Here I go, saying that I'm gonna mute myself as many times as I can. I don't mute myself while I'm eating.
We're back.
Hi.
So yeah.
Let me
Well,
check
that was a
something
bit of a
here.
detour. Just checking a few things.
Okay, that's still good.
All right. Let's continue down the list of current or semi-current things. Next up is that whole Charlie's Angels thing.
Woohoo.
So did you hear about this?
No. I had a vague understanding that there was gonna be a new one.
It's
also, hello, Botched. Welcome to the stream. Keep going.
Oh, sorry. I was going to say hello, but there he is. Hello, Botched. Right. No, it was a new movie that came out. I didn't even know there was a new one coming out. In fact, I don't think anyone did. We all just kind of assumed that Charlie's Angels died
was
with
done
the
and
movies.
over?
Yeah, apparently there's a new series going on, or went on a while ago. Weird. Point is that a new one came out, and wasn't very good. Wasn't very good at all, from what I can tell. But that's the thing. It's difficult to say. How do I put it? It was just garbage. It was a garbage movie that nobody expected to appear. And well, how do I put this? I'm honestly like kind of stumped for words here. Yeah, Plummeted would be a good way of explaining explaining why how the movie just kind of died. Here we go.
Oh, I
right,
thought
Miss
you
Banks.
plummeted and Botched. My bad.
It's just I'm trying to find its budget, like how much money it made back, or how much was used to make this movie. This pointless, apparently, movie. I think, yeah, Elizabeth Banks. I think she's the one who directed this movie. I think.
I've heard that name. I don't remember where she's from.
Exactly. And the truth was, it's far from it. Just this movie didn't appear on anyone's radar. I didn't know about it. Nobody knew about it. It just kind of went by the wayside. Let's see here. Budget. Here we go. Production budget.
Uh-oh. How bad?
55.9 million.
Oh.
That's how much the movie cost to make. How much did it make back? Let's check box office. Let's see here. News. Oh, for fuck's sake. No, I don't want to hear about the director lashing out at people. Don't give me that. Here we go. So let's see. In fuck off, Ford versus Ferrari. Let's see here. Given that the film failed to make up its overseers, here we go. It launched with 19.2 million, and 7.7 million in China. The total was, wow, it didn't even make up its budget. Exactly. He brings up a good point. It bombed because no one cared.
Mm.
And the actors that were involved, nobody gave a shit about them either. They're all a bunch of unknown randos. It would have been smarter just to find, I dare say, talented actresses out there in Hollywood and say, we're making new Charlie's Angels, you, and you. Boom, that's it. Instead of just these random people and say, oh no, let's get these little unknown actresses to get involved. It's like, no. It's stupid. And of course she's the director's pissed because everyone's saying it's a flop, and then she's blaming movies like Wonder Woman that it's not a superhero movie,
Oh
and
my
then
god.
and I'm just saying
I'm
that,
looking
like,
at her
bitch,
IMDb, Elizabeth Banks, because I don't know who that is until now.
go on.
She's Wild Style from the Lego Movie. She's Rita
Okay.
Repulsa from the Power Rangers movie.
The
Uh,
new one.
yeah. She's herself in the Muppets TV series. She was in Magic Mike XXL. Um, she's Grulinda in Phineas and Ferb.
Don't know who that is, but go on.
She's Pam Fisherman in Family Guy. She's a character named Gail in Pitch Perfect. I don't remember who that is either.
Jesus Christ, her whole thing is just bit characters, except the
Our
Lego
idiot
movie.
brother, she's playing Miranda. I vaguely remember that.
Okay, here we go. They did nothing new to the series. They just wanted sexy, fun time with action. With that being said, the action was oh, so you've seen the movie Botched.
Mm.
I honestly have done nothing to find out about this movie, and honestly, I don't think I'm not informed
She
by
was in
not knowing
Spider-Man
about
1
this
and
movie
2.
either. Like I said, this woman just has bit roles to her name. Your whole life is a bit role. It's not even funny anymore. It's insane. And that's the thing. Charlie's Angels. This is an old movie
Oh gosh,
or
she
an
was in
old
all
TV
three
series.
Spider-Men.
Jesus
The
Christ.
cringe ones.
Oh, he's watched a lot of parts. All right, but that's what I mean. Charlie's Angels is just that. It's a TV show that no one really knows about anymore. It's quote unquote. Wow, it's great review. It's unbearable and stale like flour.
Yeah.
Charlie's Angels 2019 is the oh God, is stale flour. I like that. I
Oh
really
good,
like
she was in Slither, a movie I despise.
that. So her whole thing is that she's been in a lot of movies, but no one gives a shit about her.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of sad.
She was in Hunger Games.
But like I said, Charlie's Angels got a movie, had like 3 movies to its name, and that kind of revitalized the interest. But after the movies, it just kind of,
Mm-hmm.
puttered out. And I think it was fine to putter out. Nobody needed to. I don't think the world needed another Charlie's Angels movie, you know?
Yeah. She was
And
in
it's
Brightburn.
just. Oh, I saw that movie. I hated it.
Yeah, she was Tori, apparently. And she was also in Happy Time Murders! Oh god, my mom actually likes that movie.
No,
Which is
like I
horrifying because
said.
she loves the Muppets.
No, I haven't seen Brightburn fully, mind you. I've seen enough, and then my immediate thought is, I must kill this child
Yep.
now if I can. That's about it, you know. It's like I see this superpowered demon kid, and immediately, BFG 2000 just kind of plays in my mind. But yeah, so you got that going on. Let's see. But like I said, this movie didn't need to exist, and I don't think the world is. I think the world could have lived without needing another Charlie's Angels, and that's saying something. That honestly is saying something. I think you could have made it interesting. It's just, Miss Banks, you're stupid. You made a dumb movie nobody wants to see, and you're angry that nobody watched it because you didn't market it.
Well, it's
I
not her
didn't
fault
see
on
any.
that part, but yeah.
Yeah, but nobody marketed this movie. And hold on, Botch says the only reason those did well is because they improved on the concept of female kick ass ninjas. Then it was and will be back in time. Yeah, I can see that.
Like
I can see that, and that's
the previous Charlie's Angels movies were really good because they weren't serious.
yeah, it was dumb fun,
Yeah.
but you enjoyed it.
Mm-hmm. I
This
loved them.
this movie just seems like we're trying to be super serious, badass chicks, and I'm just sitting there like, honey, please. That's it. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
I just can't, I just can't even get on with that. Let's see. But yeah, no, like I said, nothing was really gained or lost with this movie, and it will now float in the ether with all the other bad movies that came out. Oh well. Yeah, like I said, we really didn't have much to plan with the Charlie's Angels movies kind of stuff. It's just kind of on the blip, really. Yeah. Yeah, nothing really to go back to.
Yeah.
All right, let's keep her going. Now, this is a topic I want to talk about. Have you heard of Stormland?
Nope.
Okay, so Stormland is a new VR game created by Insomniac.
Ooh.
The same guys behind Ratchet and Clank.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
I'm honestly shocked at how fun Stormlands is.
Well, that's good.
The freedom of movement alone in this game is amazing. Like absolutely breathtaking. Oh, hold on, Watch said something. Well, the only thing that was gained was bad PR for her and the attack on how they will blame on male roles and female. Yeah, exactly. So propaganda. That's what we get from this.
Yes, blame the actors when it's not their fault.
Yeah. So Stormlands, the freedom of movement alone sets this game apart from a lot of VR games. This game, you're playing a robot, an android, actually, sorry, called Esther. And Esther is very unique. He's not a combat android. He's a surveyor. He's a botanist, basically. All these robots are actually botanists. And, well, let me find a good image of these guys. I talked to Obed about this when we were talking about bots. Yeah, here we go. So we've got a main cast of about 5 characters. And that is Echo, or as they call her, Eco, Nyx, Vesper, Riggs, and Cypher. And honestly, despite the fact that they're all robots, they are very lifelike. To the point where I was like, I'm forgetting I'm talking to robots here. They all have personalities, different body types, different emotions portrayed through their eyes, head movements. It's very difficult to convey in images, though. That's the thing.
One thing Insomniac was always really good at is that whenever it came to like inorganic characters, they always made them feel alive.
Exactly, and
we saw it with Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, but that's exactly how this game they recapture that. It feels organic. All the characters are brilliantly written and voice acted. The setting is also breathtaking. Right, freedom of movement. You can climb anything. And you don't need to be like at a specific wall. I mean, like, you can climb anything in this game and get better vantage points.
You see that mountain over there?
Like,
You can climb it. Fuck off.
exactly. But no, it's not just mountains, it's pieces of metal, structures, everything that you can climb up on. Someone who was playing the game actually climbed up on a tree and used it to get a better idea where they were going. And the tree was clearly not meant to be climbed on, but yet you could still do it. Combat is incredibly fluid. You can use multiple weapons in both hands. However, there's no real penalty except for accuracy. If you're dual wielding guns, you're not gonna be as accurate. But you can put one away and focus fire with the other one, and it actually, just like a Mass Effect gun, it folds out for better accuracy. Another thing about the game you can do is removing. Well, first off and foremost, there's no reloading in the game. So it's just like Doom. When you get the gun, this is all the ammunition you get. However, because the enemies are so plentiful, they will always drop guns for you. But what the game encourages you to do is grab a gun, dismantle the one you have if it has no ammo, and use the for later. It's incredibly reactive, too. The setting, by the way, is insane. Like, I've just sent something. You see that white stuff?
Yep.
What do you think that is?
Snow, sand, maybe salt.
No, it's cloud.
Oh my gods.
Yes. Stormlands isn't just a catchy name. The whole planet is divided by layers of altitude. The higher you go, the more clustered islands will appear. Basically, there's a layer of cloud that acts like ground, but it's not really ground. It basically, it's so dense you could walk on it on theory. Well, in theory. And everything is out there, like multiple islands, multiple different facilities. And you can fly, by the way, in this game. You actually get a jetpack and you can skim over the surface of the clouds.
Nice.
Just by holding out your arms, too. You can even fly. Well, limitedly, I might add. But still, it's breathtaking. And I'm just sitting there, I'm like, I love this. I love this whole world. It's amazing. All the bots as well. Like, another point to mention is that you get upgrades off of other dead robots, but it isn't like a typical game, where it's like, here's this dead guy, pick up this object. Now it's suddenly in your inventory and you can use it, right? It's not like that at all. Basically, let's say there's a robot, right, that died and there's a device in its hand, like a mapping device. You will kneel down, reach into its hand, remove that device, and then plant it on your own hand. And it will always be. Everything in this game is, every upgrade you get, you physically attach to your body. And you can see it attached to your robot. So you're always growing and changing as the game progresses. And I love that. I absolutely adore it to no end. And it's massive. Like, the exploration is insane. It encourages you to do that. Hell, it's even encouraging you to find alloys, which when you break these alloys contain like crystals and everything, it makes the Ratchet and Clank bolt sound effect. As if it wasn't obvious enough, and I was like, aha, I like it.
Oh, so God, I love Ratchet and Clank.
Likewise. And this game has mystery and intrigue. Like, I've only just started, and I'm in love with it completely. I love the characters. Nyx she's a botanist by nature, but she's shy and timid. But her head and eyes are extremely expressive. Just like the Zoni from Ratchet and Clank.
Mm-hmm.
She has the same kind of eye motions and jitters and everything, but her body is very emotive too. Eco is she's like a medical drone, but she's very Gladys-like. Yeah. Very kind of deadpan, but not emotionless. Riggs is basically like Bill. He's the handyman. He's the survivalist, but he also has a sense of humor to him. And Cypher is mysterious. Cypher is very. I haven't really dealt much with him yet, but I immediately don't trust him. But I love his design.
Yeah.
The whole Stormlands, by the way, is very weird. Like, you've seen that on Vesper has that weird little flower on his chest, right?
Mm-hmm.
That isn't like, oh, I found this plant, I'm going to put it on my body. No, it's growing out of it. It's called an eon bud or an eon flower, and these things can merge with technology in weird ways. Nyx had one. You have one, and when you're attacked by an enemy group called the oh god, I've actually forgotten what they're called. They're like a group of hostile robots, more monster-looking ones, right? But when you're attacked by them, they hit you with an EMP device. And it knocks you out for years, apparently. Riggs flat out says that he couldn't get you back online because you were dead. Like your battery was gone, and yet here you are, walking, talking, moving like nothing happened. And it's all because of the flower. Again, this world is alive, it's interesting. And I've only scratched the surface of this place. That's why it's not like a full-on Revs review or anything. I'm still going through it, and I'm loving every second about it.
Are you playing it, or are you watching it?
I'm not watching.
Okay.
If I was playing it, I would be showing footage. Like, absolutely, I can't sing this game's praises enough. That's how much I enjoy it.
So all in all, our personal review is Insomnia has done it again.
Exactly. And I want to get through this game. I want to reach the end and see what it's all about. Yeah. And I think it's for the Oculus Rift too, so it should be on Steam.
I just checked Steam store, it's not there.
Oh no! I've been betrayed. Run!
I was gonna try and find it so I can post it in chat, like, you know, people can check it out, but it's not there.
Oh, but still, this thing has Insomniac's writing all over it, and it's great.
Oh, there's something we should have added to the topics, but we never did.
What?
Day of Dragons.
All right.
So, just gonna slip this in here. Now that we've like praised Insomniac for coming back to the glory days, there's a game. I'm a part of their Discord. I've been watching for a long while. I don't know what Rev's been doing. Probably been watching it as well.
I follow the news.
Yeah. There's a game that's come out that's similar to The Isle, where you get to play as a dinosaur. But in this case, you get to play as a dragon. And Rev knows me. I love dragons. To the point where it's a problem. And I believe it's only been a few days. It's been released to Steam as early access. So it's not a complete game. It's like $20, give or take. Roughly, yeah. But it's released. It's there. It's early access, so there's going to be some bugs. There's going to be some problems, but all in all, it's ready for people to play.
Yes. Sorry, I'm just kind of like, yay. I'm too happy right now. I'm excited.
Yeah, I can't wait to play it.
Agreed. Well, you know, once we both get it, we're just going to start doing that. And it's like, hey, look, we're here.
We're going to be... Dude, I can only imagine the reaction to Pookie. Like, good gods, that thing shows up, like, randomly anywhere on the map. And from the video that I saw from Insomnia, there were 2 at one point.
I can imagine the entire ecology.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. So, Day of Dragons and Stormlands. 2 games worth getting. Stormlands if you can find an Oculus Rift, unfortunately.
Day of Dragons, but you still have to keep in mind, it's early access. It's not 100%. Like, every dragon that's in there, every animation of the dragon is a placeholder. So don't judge it so harshly yet.
Yeah, exactly. Still work in progress.
Mm.
I'm going to be completely honest. Stormlands, I know that we've said, like, we're not really fans of VR, mostly because it's like a lot of the games could be done better, like as regular first-person games.
Mm-hmm.
However, Stormlands, the VR enhances the game, and that's something I don't think I've ever said, and it's great. Like, it feels tactilely satisfying. Just so happy. So happy. All right.
Yeah.
I think that covers that. Yeah, we got two more things. I'll cover the CD Projekt Red real quick because this is kind of new, sort of new news. Basically, Cyberpunk 2077 is it's coming out very soon, and the devs have pretty much said, okay, we've got multiplayer monetization elements, and people got freaked out. They thought, it was microtransactions slash loot boxes slash all that stuff. Like, people had a very visceral reaction, rightfully so. Whenever a publisher or developer says this, they got money on the brains. Typically,
I have good
however,
news. We still have Keanu Reeves saved as an image.
good,
I still have
good,
that
good,
picture.
good. But no, that's not what I mean. It's in a rare instance of developers actually caring about the fans and not wanting to get a misconception out there. They flat out came out and said, no, 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 we're not talking about that. We're saying we're going to monetize the multiplayer, but we're not going to add loot boxes or anything like that. We're still working on the monetization aspect. Nothing's finalized yet. We don't
Okay.
want people to worry. We don't want people to assume we're being greedy or anything like that. It's an announcement. It's being worked on. They're trying to dissuade fears, you know? And when that was said, when they came out and started explaining all that, that to me told me that we don't have much to worry about. And the reason why I say that is most of the times devs don't tell us anything.
Yeah.
They just, lie, say whatever. This information comes out and they stay tight-lipped. And by the time we realize what's happening, it's too late. They just came out and said, no, we're doing this, we're working on monetization, but that's it. We're not trying to make the game grindy or anything. And I'm inclined to believe them. The reason why I'm inclined to believe them is that this is CD Projekt Red. This is a company that has used DLC and other things, and whenever they have done this, yeah, it's expensive, but it's worth the price of admission.
Mm-hmm.
And when they say this, I'm inclined to believe that it's not. Um, the monetization isn't going to be as. One second. Sorry, I had to sneeze. The monetization isn't that. I don't think it's going to be a problem. I think we should watch them. Yeah, keep an eye on them. If they do something wrong, you call them out, as we should. But the optimist in me says, I think they're being truthful. I think we shouldn't hold their head to the fire just yet, but we should watch and we should be cautious.
But we do technically have their word in writing. Like, we have proof that they said this. So if they do otherwise, we have proof that they lied.
Exactly. And then that will only hurt the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, it's a minor thing. There's not a lot of information behind it, so that's why I'm kind of covering this quickly. It's too little to go on, basically. But yeah. And now we come to the final bit, Death Stranding. We haven't talked about this game here, have we?
We talked about it when it was like almost about to be released, but we haven't talked about it since it was released. And I've seen that picture, that video from the Pruled. It was fucking amazing.
Yes. Well, it's been a while. People have experienced the game. People have had fun with it. So I don't see any reason why we can't. I'm gonna be again, all cards on the table. Death Stranding is an interesting game, but there isn't much to it. And by that I mean gameplay wise. It's very walking focused, which isn't a bad thing. It's just there isn't a lot to do is the problem, other than courier jobs basically.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
But that's fine, you know. I don't mind it. I think it's honestly as a movie, it's okay. It's not bad really. As a game, could have used more.
Yeah.
But that's really all I can say about it. Its story is insane though. Like,
Almost an acid
so,
trip. Almost an acid trip.
Not quite. Not quite. It's we joke about Kojima's
Swimming
cocaine pool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can fully say this is a cocaine trip.
But how many pools?
Let me think. Like, I actually have to think about this. four pools worth with some of the shit. So, needless to say, there will be spoilers. So, that's your warning right here. At the almost 2 hour mark. Wow, not bad.
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead.
Setting up a spoiler warning.
Yep.
There we go.
Okay. So, let's begin. Death Stranding is a world that is fucked. Let's get that out there. Basically, here's what happens. This world is set up with the premise of extinctions. The idea is that every million years or so, or every 5 million years, when a big cataclysmic change occurs, there are these beings called extinction entities. They're life forms that basically herald the apocalypse for that time period. And according to the game, there has been 5 extinction events, each one with an extinction entity at the herald. This and what's actually kind of smart and cunning, I think, or sorry, very smart, is they use fossils and the frozen man, which is the frozen man is a scientific discovery. It's a perfectly preserved early hominid.
Mm-hmm.
But they use them and they point out something interesting, that all of these entities, these 5 beings, have never decayed, never age, even when they die. People assume that the frozen man was just, frozen in ice. He's never, that's why he's never decayed. However, it turns out that when these entities exist, their bodies never age. Nothing happens. They don't rot. They don't necrotize. And here's the thing. It turns out that this extinction, this big one that's happening right now, the one that's supposed to destroy the world and everything, comes about because someone, the extinction entity of this cycle, wanted to kill everyone quickly, mercy killing.
Mm-hmm.
And it fucked. I am, of course, talking about the President of the United States, Bridget Strand, the blonde lady of the game. If you've seen her, that is. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, my nose is running.
You're fine.
Yeah. But basically, Bridget's whole thing is that she wanted to, bring the world to an end quickly. But in doing so, she split herself into 2 forms. This one has this whole concept of the Egyptian concepts, body and spirit, 2 separate entities. The thing is that Bridget separated herself unintentionally into 2 forms. Her physical form, which still exists in the world, and her spirit form, which exists on the beach. basically speaking, she's fucked the world. That's the nicest way I can put it. The world being fucked over, the spirits and everything. To sum it up in a quick way, because this would take me hours to explain, or minutes or hours, or me rambling. It goes a bit like this. She broke the rules of life and death because she saved Sam when he was a baby, basically. And because she broke the rules, she basically destroyed. She pulled ghosts into the world of the living unintentionally.
Ugh.
And now, oh, you see it.
What?
Hmm?
What?
Where did I cut out?
Oh, I said I'm reacting to what you're saying. Keep going.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, she broke the rules, broke the laws of the world and the living and the dead. And now there are ghosts everywhere. Not only that, but it's also because of her that we have the time fall, which is a rain that once it touches something, ages it rapid. You could go from a 20-something-year-old to a 60-something-year-old in literal seconds. That's a scary thought when you think about it. Like, oof, I don't even want to consider it. Oof. Sorry, give myself the spooks. Am I hip now? Do I understand what the youth today do? I know the memes. Yeah, but that's the point, resulting in a lot of things getting prematurely. Buildings, forests, just a lot of shit, basically. But here's the crazy thing. The second the timefall hits anything, it becomes regular water again. Weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, apparently the implication is that it's the beach, it's the ocean from the other side that's falling, and why everything is like decaying rapidly.
Yeah.
That's the indication. So you got that going on. Bodies now go into something called necrotization, which are BTs. So bodies have to be burned. If a BT eats someone, if a ghost being eats a human being, they call something called a void out. And let me bring up the image of a void out real quick. I don't know why I have this one open. Yeah, here we go. So, excuse me. That's the result of a void out.
Oh my god.
Yeah, a whole city could be destroyed overnight. And at least a few of them have happened. Crazy, isn't it? That's why America's so fucked.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're dead.
Go ahead. We're screwed. Yeah, basically everyone's screwed.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a bit more. So void out caused that. No one's been able to kill these ghosts, so the only way to survive is wait out the rain, hide from the ghosts. So there's that.
And apparently pee on them.
Oh, I'm getting to that. So there is there are different groups of people. There are the regular people, and then there are people with an illness called dooms. Dooms is basically when it's difficult to put, but basically it unlocks certain abilities. In the game, we meet 3 people with dooms. We meet Sam, the woman called Fragile, and Higgs. Sam, according to Fragile, is level 2. He can sense BTs, but he can't see them. Fragile is higher on the spectrum, and she's able to teleport from place to place, using her beach as a way of fast, basically. But it takes her its toll, i.e., nosebleeds, very bad.
Yeah.
Higgs is broken. Yeah, basically, Higgs's whole thing is he's so high on the spectrum of dooms. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. This includes causing it to rain whenever he wants, summoning ghosts into the living world and teleport. Yeah, let that all sink in.
Oh my god.
This guy is like, he's using to no end. So that's what dooms are. So you've got that going on. These are just very people. And since I've mentioned him, I might as well talk about Higgs. Higgs is fucking weird. All right. So he's the leader of this terrorist group called the Homo Demons. Yes, I know. I wish someone had told Kojima, no, this is a bad thing. Kojima, stop. Kojima, please. So no. Higgs is very weird. Basically, he discovered. By the way, there's actually an Easter egg or a hidden secret people found in the game recently, and it's Higgs's room, like his secret bunker. And just take a look.
Higgs was here.
Yes, he's lost his mind. Where basically it's implied he discovered the truth of everything, of the world and all that stuff, and it drove him insane. Like a perfect example is the writing right here on the wall. You know, I'm the particle of God. Fuck you, Sam. To hell with you. Game over, Sam. Yada yada yada. Basically, Higgs is convinced that if Sam is killed by a BT, it'll trigger the next the end of the extinction, basically. Yeah, and Higgs is, like I said, he's gone completely batshit crazy. He's also very weird and preys off of Sam's fear of being touched. Like he'll teleport next or behind Sam and touch him, and Sam will freeze up on the spot. And he'll keep going with that. The design of Higgs is very interesting. Like you've seen his gold mask, right? Or the gold skull mask he's got.
Yeah.
That's actually made out of a rare alloy. Basically, it's like a metal found from the beach. And it has its own weird abilities too within it. But that's not his mask, so to speak. It's a tool. He has another mask underneath that mask. It's I actually like that the other mask he had. It's like this weird oh, let me see if I can find it. Yeah, here it is. Fragile is wearing Higgs's other mask in this shot.
Oh wow.
Exactly. So he's wearing two masks on top of the hood. And I like that. It's very creative. You don't see that very often.
I notice he's got a bit of an Egyptian theme going on.
Oh yeah, his whole thing for some reason is Egyptian. It's very weird. But afterwards, he kind of exposes his face, and he's not that special when you think about it. And by that I mean like he's very. When we heard about Higgs, we expected like some big menacing monster or deformed somehow. No, he's just a guy. And I don't know, but something about that is kind of disturbing. You know? The man in the hood kind of staring at you.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, Higgs is a very. But his whole point is that he wants to cause void outs to bring the next extinction event closer. But he's not opposed with Sam connecting what is known as the chiral net. The point is that the USA is gone. The states are no longer there. Instead, the stand-in is something called the UCA, which is the United Cities of America. The point is that all the major cities of America are destroyed in the Death Stranding events. Like, no New York, no San Francisco, no nothing. Instead, new cities have been created, and they're called knot cities, as in knots in a rope. So the further in you go, it's like they're very specific, like central knot, south knot, lake knot, yada yada. Each city is different but interconnected. The goal of this organization called Bridges is the goal is to reconnect all the cities and rebuild America. That's the idea. It's an interesting concept. However, Higgs doesn't want that. Well, no, he wants that, but for different reasons. Or his group, anyways. So you do that. You succeed in kind of cities, play right into his hands. Higgs taunts you, yada yada yada. Here's the crazy thing, right? Despite Higgs being the central antagonist, he's not the central antagonist. They even have you do a fighter boss fight guy, and he's not the boss. I'm not even joking about.
Can you do me a favor and hop out and hop back in?
Yeah. Hold on.
Hi.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello? 1 2 1 2. Okay, I can hear. Yeah. No, I'm not even kidding about that whole Street Fighter boss fight, by the way. Yeah. Yeah, that's a thing.
What the fuck?
I know. It's an actual Street Fighter boss fight for some reason. I mean, it's cinematic. It's fun.
There's a mod or game mode on Gmod now that is pretty much Street Fighter.
Exactly.
But it's like ragdoll Street Fighter. It's really weird. And
well, the fight's interesting. Yeah, go ahead.
Is still going on about the Gmod one. You have a chance of being called the butt breaker.
That's wrong. It's funny, but it's wrong.
Yeah.
So you got that going. So basically, Higgs and Quiet have a bit of a rivalry, right? In short, they had their own kind of courier system going on when the world got fucked over, called Fragile Express. It's named after Fragile herself, who I think is French. She has a vague French accent to her. Very vague. Well, basically, what happens is Higgs loses his mind, creates his terrorist organization, and tricks her into delivering a nuke to one of the cities. The city gets destroyed. She's blamed for it, and people call her a terrorist and everything under the sun. She's almost tricked to do it again, but she finds out about the nuke and tries to run to something called the bottomless tar lake. Yeah, by the way, whenever a void out happens, tar. Just nothing but tar is left behind. But that's her goal. Higgs catches her, and this is the fucked up thing, by the way. You know that image I showed you, the one where she's wearing his mask?
Mm-hmm.
He causes it to rain and gives her a choice. 1, just walk away, let the bomb go off, and the city's destroyed. Or 2, run in the rain to the lake and dispose of the bomb. But in doing so, you will age rapidly. Needless to say, she chooses the latter. She actually runs out in the rain with a nuke to save a bunch of people who will never know what she did. And it's actually kind of it's very sad. I won't lie, because it's a very emotional scene. You see her skin wrinkle and dry out. It ages rapidly, and all this time, it not only that, but it accelerates too. Like arthritis, pains, things of that nature, and she's still running. That's dedication. A good person. Needless to say, she wants vengeance on Higgs for what he did. As the saying go, hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. But that's her goal. She works with Sam because Sam can beat him, but she wants to kill him when she something I appreciate. So, fast forward a bunch. Higgs is defeated. Sam reunites with the woman Amelie, which is President Strand's daughter, aka her soul. They have a Mario reference, by the way.
Oh, God.
Okay, basically speaking, she explains that she could have left the terrorists because they capture her, you see. They, what's the word I'm looking for? They capture her because they want to stop people from unifying with the Bridges network. That's the point. However, in the process, she's able to leave. They just have her in custody, but they don't know she can leave whenever she wants. She tricks Sam into finding her by withholding this information. Sam gets pissed off and he basically says, "What? So I'm Mario and you're Princess Peach?" Exactly. I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. That said, however, she kind of just says, "No, this, and that. I love you, yada, 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 because reasons." And then she asks him to run with her so they can leave the beach. And then this is where it gets weird. She does a second reference, but instead she says, "Just like Mario and Princess Beach." I'm just sitting there like, the fuck? Exactly. I'm just sitting there like, what are you talking about?
It's a pun.
I get the pun, but I'm still kind of like, it's unappreciated. You had a good reference. Don't you ruined it. Why you do this? So that happens. Like I said, it's a weird little moment because it feels so out of place too. It's like, how do I put it? The scene wouldn't be out of like one of those Baywatch movies, basically. It's just weird to no end. So you got that going on, but it turns out that there's more to the story than expected. There's a guy hunting you called Cliff Unger, aka Matt Mickelson's character. His character is actually pretty weird too, by the way. Like, okay, I should probably explain the beaches, right? The beaches are the in between. They're what you go to before you pass on to the other side, basically. Everyone has a different beach. Everyone will have. It's possible to have somebody come to your beach if you have a strong connection to them. So, like in a hypothetical sense, Bill would have his beach, and it would be like how it would be. It would look like. Sorry, it would appear based on what he sort of values as a person, right? So probably be forests and things of that nature. But because he has such a strong connection to us, he could invite us to his beach, basically. However, it's also possible for someone to go to somebody else's beach uninvited, but it's completely random where you're going to wind up and how soon you're going to wind up. However, there's another thing. If a lot of people die in one place via war or sudden death or anything like that, the beach will change. All that fear, pain, and loss and all that stuff will manifest the beach into a battlefield. And that is what Cliff has at his command. His beach, for some weird reason, is a battlefield. Let me see if I can find it.
Now, the only reason I'm not sharing these pictures is because we still have the spoiler warning up.
Oh, yeah. I'm just showing this for your sake. Okay, yeah, so here we go. The point that Cliff's beach is so unusual and why he has very unique powers is because he was a soldier, special forces. So his beach is, very battlefield orientated. Yet his, I guess his minions are physically connected to him. What's interesting is that they can operate independently from Cliff too. There is a moment in the game, in the World War I battlefield, excuse me, where Cliff emerges from the tar. He's physically pulling on the umbilical cords, that connect to his soldiers, and they're all wearing, trench warfare armor and things of that nature. As soon as he's up, he's panting, he's breathing, it's clear that he just appeared in this place, pulled from the tar itself. And what's interesting is while he's on the ground panting and everything, his what's the word? His squad of skeleton soldiers actually surround him and protect him. It's a little detail I actually enjoyed, really. But like I said, the point is that these guys will hunt you, or they'll act like hunting dogs. They'll draw you out, and Cliff will come in and eliminate you. There's a reason for this, you see. And this is the big twist of the game, by the way. So get ready for the weirdness that it is. Sam was a bridge baby, a BB, just like the baby you have. He was stillborn, pulled from his mother. His father is Cliff. And what happened was Bridget Strand wanted to use Sam, or the baby Sam, as a way to start the Death Strand, or as a means, basically. Cliff tries to save his son and get him to safety. During the process, Cliff gets shot. He has to kill his wife. He gets wounded. One of his squad mates, his best friend John, tries to save him, tries to get him out of there, but he's forced to kill him. Cliff gets the baby Sam out of the pod. He's then shot and killed, but in the process, so is baby Sam. Horrified by this, Bridget goes to the beach, and this is what basically breaks the world. She brings Sam back to life. And that's what's caused the world to become as fucked up as it is. Ironic, isn't it?
Yep.
Keep talking for a second. I'm trying to adjust my headphone again. It's gone wonky. Okay, there we go.
I could just stretch. How about that?
It works. But that's basically what wound up happening, by the way. It's just Sam becomes is brought back. That's why he can return from death. He's a repatriate, basically. And people who can resurrect anywhere. It's weird. Don't question it.
Yeah.
I stopped questioning about this years ago.
Here's a miracle baby that shouldn't have happened.
Exactly. And Sam is put into all this, and it turns out that BB, aka Lou, isn't Cliff's son. It's actually a girl, which Sam later renames Louise after he. By the way, in a touching scene, by the way, he gets Louise out of the baby pod and manages to get the kid to live, actually be born into the world. But he also goes off the grid following this too. Again, very heartwarming. But that's the whole point of Cliff. Sam reconciles with his father, puts his soul to rest. Then they have to deal with the extinction entity, Bridget. Then she has this gigantic monologue of how she wants to end the world quickly because, what's the word? Oh God. Because no matter what she does, the end of the world will happen regardless. Whether it's now or thousands of years later, it's going to happen regardless. But Sam basically talks her out of it, and she says, oh, okay, I'm not going to end it now. What I'm going to do now is basically stay on my beach and postpone it as long as I can and give people a fighting chance. In honestly a breathtaking scene, by the way. The game encourages you to just sit there and die or shoot her. But the real ending is just that. Walk up to her and remind her, hey, you're still human. Via hugging.
Wow.
Also, look at this scene. This beach of dead things. That's honestly surprising.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. It's.
Okay, take away the spoiler thing now.
In a second. I'm just kind of wrapping everything up. The point is, well, like I said, it's a very complicated story because Kojima kept adding things in. Like Dead Man, he's actually Frankenstein's monster. He's a man made out of human body parts, or a Heartman basically always goes into a heart attack and dies, only to be resurrected 3 minutes later to find out, to find his family and then kill himself. John, aka Die Hard Man, is actually Cliff's best friend and is haunted by the fact that he basically murdered his best friend and kid and son. And he's called Die Hard Man not because it's hard to kill him, but because Cliff kept saving his ass from battlefield after battlefield. It's an insult, basically. And I actually find that kind of funny when you think about it. You know?
Yeah. I forget.
You're giving them. Go ahead.
Del Toro. Like, what was he called again?
Dead Man.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Dead Man is Frankenstein's monster. The point is that he's a being that was made out of multiple organs, harvested from the dead, but he has no soul. Wow. And it's sad because he's obsessed with going to a beach for himself, but he never will, because he's something that shouldn't exist. Which honestly made me feel horrible. You know?
Yeah.
Because he's not a bad guy. He's just it's sad. But in the end, he reveals a big conspiracy. That's another underlying subplot: the conspiracy theory. The John, aka Dead Man, is actually Die Hard Man. We shouldn't trust him because and the game ends on that note too. It ends with Dead Man walking away, implying that he doesn't trust Die Hard Man, and he might do something in the future. Basically, Sam goes off the grid and decides to raise Louise by himself, which is interesting. But this is where, like I said, the story is incredibly complex. It would take me hours to explain everything, and I don't want to bore everyone with just me talking. I hate going motor mouth. I really do. But that's the thing. I should also show this just as a little heartwarming thing, by the way. At the end, Sam actually gets over his fear of being touched, and a Dead Man takes full advantage of it. I love it.
The fact that I know that all this is mocap with the actual actors doing that is hilarious.
Exactly. At some point, Del Toro hugged Norman Reedus.
And you know what? I don't think Norman Reedus minded.
No, I don't. Because he hugs back too. So I was like, yay! So you got that going on. Like, this whole subplot that, we have allotted time, but the world will still end at some point. Maybe you won't live to see it, but others will, kind of thing. Sam going off the grid and living as a nomad, very Metal Gear Solid reminiscent. And just, this air of suspicion, like there's more to do, but we're still out there. You get it?
Yeah.
That's my phone. It's interesting. I find it very creative, is the thing. But like I said, that's everything about the story, really. I suppose we could remove the spoiler now, since we're not going to say anything more story-related.
Yeah. Boop. That was a long spoilers.
Yes. But, yeah. So, like I said, gameplay-wise, we talked about the story. From my point of view, as someone who typically... Excuse me.
Check, make sure this is still set to live. Okay.
Sorry. What was I saying? Right. From someone who enjoys a good story, who writes them, there's a lot going on, There's a lot to unpack, and that's fine. It's just, I'm going to be completely honest. Kojima Kojima needed an editor, someone to review his script a few times and say, okay, this is fine, maybe let's tone it back just a bit, you know? Because, like I said in that whole thing, that was just me trying to everything a few minutes if possible. There's still a lot more to talk about. Again, this is a 9-hour long story.
Yeah.
But no. So you got that going on. What else? No, like I said, the gameplay is too. If what's the word? The gameplay is very simplistic. The story, while interesting, needed heavy editing in some places. Again, case in point, the Homo Demon naming. You could have called it anything else, but I get why. I get why. You know,
Yeah.
Homo sapien, yada yada. But still, could have come up with something better. Just call them demons.
I mean, in
Fuck it at
Ark,
that point.
when you ascend for technically the final time in Extinction, you're called Homo Dios.
Well, there you go. It's still stupid though.
Yeah.
But that's the point I'm trying to explain here. There's story wise, it gets very bloated by the midpoint, and that's a problem. You see, the story up to the midpoint before the twist happens is already a story in and of itself. It already has a beginning and setting, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But that's the midpoint. And when the twist and the midpoint happen, there is this sudden shift with more information, more story, more everything, and it's not welcomed. It feels like it's an ass pull, you know?
Yeah.
And I hate to say that, I really do. But that's the problem. How do I put it? Like in a polite way. It's like a painter who's already made his painting, you know? It's set, it's done, it's ready to be unveiled to the world.
But
But
he keeps adding things and adding things just because he doesn't feel that
exactly.
it's perfect, and he kind of ruins it.
Exactly. And that's the best way to describe Death Stranding's story.
Mm-hmm.
It's perfect at this point, but then he keeps adding more story elements, more twists, more turns, more da.
Trying to make it as perfect as possible, and he doesn't need to.
Mm-hmm. What it feels like is he's trying to recapture the appeal of Metal Gear. That's what it feels like at the section. Or, sorry, after the midpoint. And that's something I wanted to tell Kojima. Like, I wanted to be there when I'm reading the script and say, okay, no, don't add these twists here, you know? Have this character be the end all of the story from the get-go, you know? There's nothing, you don't need to make this the most complex thing in the universe, man, you know?
Yeah.
That's what I would have said, but you know, I wasn't there. I couldn't save being from bloating his own story.
Yeah.
But that's the thing. As we enter towards the end, the question becomes: can the game kind of sequel baits, but not in the way of like, and then Sam did this. Will he survive? Stay tuned for the next game, Death Stranding 2, Electric
Next episode
Boogaloo.
of Dragon Ball Z.
Exactly. No, that's not the case. It's more like there's a sort of finality to the Death Stranding game, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But there's still room for more to be done. You know, you can feel it. But the question becomes where...
It's a giant, interesting, somewhat empty world, and we're only focusing on one guy. Who's to say there's other people going through crazy shit?
No, it's not even that. The problem is that even the people you'll meet live very secluded, mundane lives. You know, another faction you'll fight against is a group called the Mules.
Oh, I know them.
Exactly. So, but that's the thing. You don't see a lot of human interaction, and you've already gotten a general idea of what the world is like because you've walked it, you've seen it, you've fought the enemies, you know what's going on. And the thing is that you kind of want to follow Norman Reedus. You want to follow Sam's story after the game's done because you're curious, you know?
Yeah.
like the big twist, you know, where will he go now? What will he do? That's where your mind goes to. But is there enough to do that? That's the question. You know?
Yeah.
In my honest opinion, it feels like a Pacific Rim versus Pacific Rim 2 sort of scenario. There the game is has finality. Or sorry, the story has finality. It's self-contained. A sequel doesn't need to happen, but if it does happen, it needs to be handled in a very specific way, you know?
Yeah.
And that's exactly where we are with Death Stranding. I think a sequel could be done, but you would have to do it like years after the first game. Like there's not enough room in the first game's timeline, basically.
Yeah. It's already
To
so packed.
exactly, and that's something that Kojima does well, especially with Metal Gear. The game's story, the Metal Gear story, isn't focused on one timeline, or sorry, one era. Like, oh, it's always going to be 2000 to 2005. No, no. The earliest Metal Gear game, chronologically, 3, takes place during the Cold War. And every game after that, chronologically, I should say, jumps 10 to 20 years into the future, basically. So the setting is always changed, but the character also changes in a believable, humanizing way. With Death Stranding, I think that would be, you would have to do the same thing. You would have to jump 10 years into the future with Sam every time if you wanted to continue that story. Or continue the world of Death Stranding with Sam as a protagonist.
Yeah.
Another point to mention is, um, after Death Stranding, again, this really isn't much of a spoiler, but after Death Stranding, the supernatural elements are no longer a thing. And where do you go from there, you know? As in, without these supernatural elements to Death Stranding, is there enough to make something more interesting from the game itself?
A horror game, probably.
Well, here's the thing. Here's what I think. I think the game hypothetically should be focused on a more realistic setting, or as realistic as Death Stranding can get. Play up the idea of America being rebuilt, a new government stepping in, that kind of thing. I'm not saying copy Metal Gear. No, 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 no. I'm not saying that.
No.
But I'm saying take elements of Metal Gear or its story and implement it into Death Stranding. You can make it work, is what I'm trying to say. Oh, my phone is almost dead. Hold on. It's giving me that warning. Your phone might die in the next 5 seconds prompt.
Dun dun dun.
Exactly. And there we go. So you were saying?
I wasn't saying anything.
Oh, hold on. I knocked my headphones again. Keep talking.
Hello.
Just keep going.
I'm gonna keep eating these very crunchy chips.
Okay, there we go. I got it. But, like I said, that's the problem. Death Stranding's story can go anywhere for a hypothetical sequel. And the question kind of becomes, does Kojima have it in him to continue? Honestly, I think he does.
He might overdose.
He might overdose. Yes, but the point still stands. There is a there is something to say about this. There really is. There is potential in the setting. It's just gonna be incredibly hard to continue it, especially considering what we're left with. But there's hope. So with that said, I should also mention what Kojima said following an interview. He does want to make a Death Stranding 2. He has plans for it. However, he's not going. He wants to start from the ground up again. I think that's a terrible idea. saying that is because... oh, hold on.
What? What?
My computer was having a meltdown there. Mini freeze.
Ah.
Still might be. Okay. The reason why I think it's a bad idea is because if Kojima starts from scratch, basically, like build everything from the ground up again, he has no basis to work on, you know?
Yeah.
He would have to build an entire new game from the ground up. New mechanics, new systems, new everything. And that would take a lot more time, a lot more money, a lot more resources, just a lot of stuff. I understand why he doesn't want to do it. You know, it's so it doesn't feel like you're paying more for the same game. I understand that, and I can respect it. But I think he should keep certain aspects of it, like, I don't know, the code and some of the mechanics, and then build everything else around that. Just saying. Just saying. Also, I understand that he doesn't want to focus on combat. That's the biggest issue with Death Stranding. Its combat is very shallow. Not very interesting. At least that's my general take on it. But yeah. So is there anything you want to say? Because I've been just running my mouth this whole time.
I mentioned that you have to pee on them to get rid of it, and then you went on this long tangent about the disease, and then we never went back to it, but I don't think we want to go back to it.
Well, I at least to answer why for you. Long story short, Sam's bodily fluids can kill BTs.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And I mean everything.
Sense. Okay.
So, here's the funny thing.
Fat. Okay.
No. Let me explain. One of your companions, Hartman, creates grenades for you, filled with pee. Yes, and blood. Fear me and my AIDS grenades.
Wow.
That's fucked up. But no. Basically, yeah, you can pee on the monsters, but it's not recommended. Mostly because the waste material isn't as effective. You're better off just using blood. And you do integrate it into your arsenal, actually. Some weapons you can infuse with your blood, and they'll kill enemies. Or BTs.
Interesting.
It's interesting, but it's also kind of like, ew at the same time. Well, that, and it's like, there is a mechanic where, and technically it's not spoiler territory, it is part of the gameplay, but there is a mechanic in the game where weapons will drain blood. And it's entirely possible for you to be killed by using your own weapons. They'll drain you of blood. It's interesting. But to counteract it, you are also given blood bags. And those will drain instead of the blood in your body. Again, there's a whole blood mechanic too. It's very peculiar, I would say. But I like it. It's a good kind of peculiar. But yeah. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, it did. Still find it very funny. Gross, but funny.
Fear me and my pea grenade.
Well, to be fair, in Conker's Bad Fur Day and in Live and Reloaded, you use pee to kill imps, so...
Yes. And you do the same here.
Yeah. You also use pee to push boulders, so...
That's not a thing.
No, in Conker's Bad Fur Day.
Oh, no, I know. I'm just saying, it's like, no, not here.
Thank God.
Pee is not your piss stream. Your piss stream is not powerful enough to knock boulders yet.
Here's something I find very funny, because I've been paying attention to, like, the YouTube part. The second we started talking about pee again, we jumped to 3 viewers.
You're all perverts.
Oh, welcome. We're actually about to end here soon.
Oh, are they talking about pee again?
Hell yeah.
But yeah. like I said, overall, Death Stranding, it has potential. It's a fun game if it's your cup of tea. I think Kojima, his stories have gotten better without the restrictions.
Mm-hmm.
He has, there is potential. There is a lot of it behind it, but he needs an editor, and
Yeah.
he needs someone to be there saying, "Okay, we can't do that,"
You
or
need somebody
that
to be
won't
a voice of reason.
exactly. But everything else is all right. If he does do a Death Stranding 2, I want to see where this goes. But I did hear he wants to make a movie now. Not of Death Stranding, an actual movie. My immediate thought is he's got the chops for it. He can do it. It's just gonna.
He's got plenty of pools.
Yeah, that and his writing has always been movie.
Mm-hmm.
Problem is that again he needs the editor. He needs someone to rein him back, big time, or else we're gonna have another George Lucas.
Yeah.
It's gonna be the most convoluted mess in the universe.
Yep.
But yeah, I think that covers everything.
It's kind of sad that he makes this game, and the only fantastic part about it is Del Toro. Like, I understand, like, the story is really crazy, and the scenery is very pretty. Grim, but pretty. But the fact that, like, your most highlighted part of the game is Del Toro being in it, that's a problem.
Well, it's not just him being in it, it's his character.
Yeah.
Like, as much as I enjoy... Well, here's something I should have mentioned. All of the characters are interesting because they have their own things going on. Design-wise, they're peculiar, but it works. But also, they have motivations, they have personalities, they have things that are going on for them. The thing is that Del Toro's character, Deadman, is more actively involved in the plot. Like, he pushes it forward in several instances, while people like Hartman or what's the word, or Fragile are more there to help explain what's happening. They're not the direct driving force like Del Toro is, which is fine.
Anyway, we definitely should end here.
Yeah. So once again, thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Left for Rent. Yeah. This has been Rev HH. Again, we will be here next Thursday, hopefully.
Hopefully.
Stay tuned for the end for HH's usual wrap-up spiel. This has been Rev, and I will see you all next time. Take care.
Alright, so those of you who are on Twitch, we are going to go and raid my good friend Lycan. Currently, he is playing World of Warcraft. But he's a variety streamer. He's a great artist. He likes playing Overwatch, Warframe, Final Fantasy, etc., etc. He's a lot of fun. I don't know how to do the host thing on Mixer. I am so sorry. For those of you on YouTube, I'm sorry, but this is where we're going to end it. Usually there should be a link in the description for the Twitch side of this, so you can go there to carry on watching other people stream. Hopefully work shift does not happen again. It's very likely that it will. It's been on and off lately. I hope you guys have a fantastic holiday season. There is a potential, don't hold your breath on this. There is a potential for a D&D stream from me tomorrow. It just depends on one of my players. It's going to be the return of that Asian-themed D&D series. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you guys next time. Have a good night, everybody.